Well, hello, everybody. I'm going to pop one of these in, if that's okay. Trigger warning. Trigger warning. I am not quite better. I've got my hot tea, but it's too hot at the moment. So, if that's okay with you guys, I still wanted to see everybody today. Um, I woke up feeling much worse, like a lot worse. My throat was so much worse. Hey, Pam, Yorkie mom. I actually was a little bit freaked out by it. Hey, Liz Tricks. Jimmy Pickles Piranha, welcome. I woke up and I thought, oh my God. Hey, Muffet Lou. Hey, Ruth. It was just really bad, extremely painful. And Roxy Cole, Alana. Hey, Galen. Rhonda Frank is here. Rona Cooley. Jason, Mods. I love you guys. Demasio. Uh, Lizzie the White Witch. Hey, Abigail. Hey, Lydia Krause. Tony Suter. Hey, Debbie Blair. Ewa, Goosebump. Hey, DNV. DNV, I do not want to bone John Travolta. Puka Vista, welcome. Hey, Lumen. Ooh, that sounds good, Lumen. Rhonda Frank. Hey, Sophia. Hey, Rogue Hedgie. Kim, Kristen Melinda. Mary Barons, welcome. Karen Tootie Greedy. Libby Jackson, Carrie C. I did not go to the doctor. Hey, Baby Steps. Hey, Tony G. You'll notice the title of this stream is a chip off the old Scientology block. Hey, Mark Hardman, Tracy Murphy, Ex Mortius, thank you for being here. Where's my glasses cleaner? Fine, that's fine too. Mystery T, welcome. Carrie C, which ring? Because I just opened this. This is from our girl, Holly Day. She made this for me. I'm going to have to probably, it's a little bit loose, but it's also winter. I don't know. I love it. No, I have not, Debbie Blair. Hey, Melissa with one S. I feel like I haven't seen you for a minute. Thank you, Mary Barons. I'm wearing a hat because my hair is so dirty. This is made by Holly Day, the real life school. That's not the worst thing. Hey, Casey. Guys, there's some new names in here I'm not recognizing. Welcome to those people, unless maybe they're just lurkers, but either way, welcome. Jane I and me too. Hey, Christy James. Hey, Sassy Savage. Thank you, Sassy Savage. So Holly Day made this. Hey, Tammy. Laughing, loving life. Did I find the sliced jalapenos? No, I did not. But our friend Roberta sent me 4 cans from Amazon Fresh. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Don Moore, welcome. Sandy Kovacs. Hey, Nicola. So this is Mother of Pearl. Hey, Christian B. And Holly Day made this. Damn, Mark Hardman. Oh my God. Thank you, Mark. That is so nice of you. I love when you guys gift memberships. People love it. That is so kind, Mark. We love you. Thank you, Mark. Sherry LeBrun. I didn't want to miss tonight. I got stuff to talk about, girl. Hey, Jan. Muffet Lou, it drags on, you know. So this is so cool. Where's her? Look, where is Holly Day? Usually she's here. Hey, 91M. Thank you, Anna Banana. Mystery T is a lurker since the beginning. I can't listen and chat at the same time. Hurts my brain. That's okay. Thank you for saying something. Ren B, that's a special appearance right there. Ren B, I got the sickies. Girl. But we still need to catch up on our talk. Don't think I forgot. I know you didn't. How's my mom? Mid-Missouri is supposed to be a lot of snow Wednesday. Where's Gertie? Gertie's here, like she always is. Brian Bolin. I'm happy to see you. My mom, I actually got to see her for a minute today. I went to Costco for her. She needed a few things. And she's a little weak. She's a little bit weak. What the heck? Anyway, Holly Day. I know you didn't forget. I want to show this because she put her card with it. And I don't know if she she has a website. Mods, would you mind putting up her website? It's just Holly Day, HOLLYDAY design.com. And I wanted everybody to see that because I want to promote that. Her jewelry, her ring is amazing. I love heart rings. You guys know this. Hey, VT Kitten. This is a beautiful ring. Hey, Kim Hallman. It's unbelievable, really. Like, I haven't looked at her website yet because I just opened this. But that's her card. Inspired by the ocean, made from the heart. Thank you, Shelly Kelly. Hey, Georgia Burke. That is so nice. Handmade jewelry by Holly Olson. So thank you, Holly Day. If you're not in here, we love you. Would Holly ship to the Isle of Man? I'm sure she would. I'm sure she would. She said it's mother of pearl, Brian. It's beautiful. It kind of, see how it's like kind of different. It's like, I could see why she says inspired by the ocean. It looks like waves. It's really cool. Hey, Sean's wifey, I'm happy to see you. Hey, Amy Edge. Diana H. Having a hard time and I'm having difficulty dealing. Of course, you can ask for prayers and good vibes, healing thoughts. Of course, you're in the right place for that, Diana H. We love you. Hey, Jean Marie. Hey, Joanne Ventrilla. It's so pretty. I love it. I love the size. I had no idea. We see Holly Day all the time in here. I had no idea she was going to send me something. It was so kind of her. I'm assuming it was a Valentine's gift. Debbie Zito sent us a Valentine's gift. People are so kind. You guys are amazing. It's never expected, but thank you. Liz Trick sent me an amazing card. So did Muffet Lou. You guys are over the top. I never got stuff like that. I don't expect gifts. Even just a card, though, is like I'm old school. I love sending out cards. And Christy James, it was Mark Hardman. Hey, Margie Barr. I really love just knowing that somebody thought about me. I think it's so kind. I really do. It's a great feeling. Yeah, it does, Brian. I agree. Hey, Mousy. Nancy by my love. Hey, Kestrel. Bobo? Oh, he's a great guy. He's a good person. So a couple of things. This is weird. I'm going to talk about, actually, yesterday I didn't quite get into it. So I wanted to get into it today, but Huxley and I were out today for my mom. We had to run some errands. And hey, Bo Beats. Thank you, Rhonda Frank. I thought so too. Okay, Happy Thoughts is sick too. Sending good healing vibes your way, Happy Thoughts. I'm so sorry. Hey, Linda G. I got home. Hey, Britt. Me too, girl. Hey, Just Joan. And there was a car sitting at the end of my driveway. And it was weird. And Huxley and I, hey, Alicia. I love you, girl. Hey, Annie Strews. Huxley and I noticed it right away. Now, my driveway is really long, but this car sat there for like 30 minutes. And I wish that I had gone down and taken a picture of the plate. Nita's Nook, good to see you. It was very odd. Whoever the person was, they were looking right at my house. And hey, Buffy, it weirded me out. It really weirded me out. I took a picture of the car. It looks to be a white Ford Edge, I think. That looks like a Ford Edge. But that really freaked me out. And I don't know what they were doing. Hey, Circus Rider. But as soon as I went out, this was weird. As soon as I went out, I don't know, Goosebump or Kristen Melinda, I don't know. It was weird, Wenby, because here's the thing. I timed it. They were there for like 30 minutes. And the second I went out on my front porch and I took a picture of the car, they drove off. I mean, like, I went like this, took a picture, and I went like this, and they were gone. They took off. And I was like, that's a little weird. That was a little weird for me. Hey, Dawn. I don't know if it would be a PI. I don't know if it would just be a weird hater, but it freaked me out that they were sitting there for that long. Get better soon. This is for more cough drops. Oh my God, Peanut, I'm almost out. I wish I had bought in the bigger bag. Thank you, Peanut. That is so kind. Brandy Lewis. Love listening to you. It takes my mind off the BS going on. Literally struggling to figure out how to get groceries and other needs. The struggle is real. Brandy, I am so sorry, girl. Anything I can do to make you laugh, and you're just in good company here. So thank you for saying that. I would love that too, Sassy Savage. Make a sign that says, "Hi, Osa." It's too long for a Google car? Huh. It's weird, Sophia. It was weird. I don't know. Hey, Allison. Maybe Scientology found me. I don't think Scientology gives a crap about me, honestly, guys. I don't think they care. What would a Scientology? Hey, BJ's Critters. What would a Scientology? I don't do enough about Scientology. Does that make sense to you guys? Like, I could see them stalking Aaron. I could even see them stalking Natalie. Not so much me. I don't do daily content on Scientology. Now, Jester, maybe, maybe. Hey, Becky USA, the purple losers. I don't know. A white car could be anything, really, Soph, but yeah. I don't know, Allison. It was weird. There was a car parked outside of my house for like 30 minutes. And when I went out to take a photo of it, I took the picture and the car drove off. So it was just odd. Maybe. That actually makes the most sense. Have you seen their fashion sense? They are after style tips. That makes the most sense, Renby. And I always rely on her to make the most sense. Thank you, Renby. Thank you, Shauna B. So, guys, I don't intend to stay on long because I don't know how long I can talk. I really didn't think I did tell Tommy. Yeah, I told him. He just said keep an eye on it. Can you show us the picture? I did. Yeah, I think it's a Tommy didn't really make a big deal out of it. It looks like here's blowing it up. I think that's a Ford Edge. I don't know. Any homes for sale in the neighborhood? No. There's not very many houses around here. Could be lost, Margie Bar. Could have been absolutely nothing. But the only thing that was odd is when it sat there for so long. And when I finally went out, I was like, I'm going to snap a picture of this. And then they took off. And I just thought, that's weird. I don't know. I mean, I'm not concerned, but it was weird. It's odd. I've never seen anything like that before. And yeah, it was just odd. Thank you, BJ's Critters. Totally could be nothing, Shell. So there's a couple of things I wanted to unpack. I couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman. I just saw a face kept looking. I think they had like a white shirt on, but I couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman. I love you, nothing but love. Thank you for being here. Kim, I will watch. Definitely, I will be concerned if I see it a second time. Yeah. Hey, Heather Griffin. Thank you, girl. Looks like a cheap intimidation tactic, Sophia. Could be. They might have left because they realized you were taking pictures. Yeah. No, I didn't go to the doctor. I got up this morning. I didn't get any, Buffy, shockingly. I got up this morning and I was like, oh, this is bad. Hey, Tony P. But do you guys ever notice when you're sick, you wake up feeling worse? Like you wake up bad, but then as you get up and get moving, it gets better? I don't know. I woke up today and I was like, this is bad. This is really bad. It was bad. I was like, this is extremely painful. I couldn't hardly swallow. But Patty Hartman, no, my cameras didn't catch the plate. And I called Tommy and I said, I'm going to urgent care. This is not good. And I took an Advil and I showered and then I felt better. So that's why I titled this what I did. Because I don't think I have strep. My sister works in the medical field. I don't have a fever. No. I pay attention to symptoms like that. Had I had a fever, I'd have gone to a doctor already. I didn't have a fever and my throat is just red. There's no white spots. There's no nothing, but it felt much better as the day went on. So I thought I can always go tomorrow, but I'm paying attention to my symptoms. I don't have anything else. There's really nothing else. I don't have any congestion. I did have an ear infection last week. Hey, old Charlie. What kind of heat do I have? What does that mean, Brian? Hey, Janine's life. I had an ear infection last week. I told you guys that. I get ear infections so regularly that my old doctor prescribed me drops for just whenever I start to get one. So I knew to do it. I started putting the drops in, and it was really weird. It happened twice. Maybe I should have gone to the doctor, but it never had any pain along with it. After it started to feel better, I took a Q-tip to get some of the excess drops out, and it was just covered in blood. Now, I have had an eardrum burst before, and that was almost the most pain I'd ever felt. It was so bad. So this was not that. It wasn't that bad, but my God, it was really bad. Oh, the ear infection could have gone to your throat. Well, I never thought of that. Bacteria could be spreading to the throat. No, well, it's slightly warm here, Allison, but then it drops. I don't know. Anyway, well, I was putting antibiotics in my ears. I have antibiotic. Hey, Casper, drops. Hey, Susie. You know what? I did not think of that. Well, my ear infection's gone. I don't know. Hey, Caroline, in the moment. The point all this is, hey, Janet, I am still a Scientologist 100% when it comes to that. We are, Casper, I'm happy to see you. We are through and through. We don't go to the doctor, trained not to go to the doctor. I don't even take, Huxley was sick already. I took him to the doctor. He was put on antibiotics, but I didn't get as sick as him. And I take it way seriously when Huxley's sick. I just don't take it seriously when I'm sick. But it's interesting because it's really started to come back on me. It really started to affect me. I started thinking about it. I am still a full-blown Scientologist when it comes to this kind of thing. I just think, yeah, there are assists for it, Kristen Melinda. Hey, Jenny Stout. And the last couple of days, I haven't felt well. Nice, Casper. I want to come get one from you. Take some niacin and run in a circle. Hey, Rue. I'm happy to see you, Rue. Oh, my God. Take some niacin and run in a circle and quit pulling stuff in. Quit pulling things in. I do talk myself out of it. Do Scientologists take their young kids to the doctor? No. They take, hey, Aspire to Inspire, Witchy Trista. They take their kids to the chiropractor. Scientologists are huge believers in chiropractic. My sister had worse than me asthma when we were born. She was born like turning blue. My sister, hey, Meredith Lynn. My sister had terrible asthma. I had asthma too. I was on a breathing treatment. I had to do breathing treatments at night. My dad refused to take her to a doctor. My mom had to just put up with it, and he would take her to the chiropractor. I grew up on chiropractic. My dad took us to the chiropractor all the time, and that never stopped. Hey, Denise Menace, cute name. What happens if you get a cold in Scientology? What do you do with Scientology practices? You have to go in session. If you get a cold, L. Ron Hubbard says specifically, a cold is originated from the loss or the threat of a loss of something. So if you just get a common cold, the first thing they ask you is, did you lose something or did somebody threaten you with losing something? Still use a chiropractor today. I don't, because I don't have one here that I know. But up until, when I lived in Kansas City, I still saw a chiropractor like once a week. He was an OT8 Scientologist. Yeah, Allison. I believe in chiropractic. Losing your keys. No, I mean, I don't think so, Ghostwriter, but truly, hey, Sharon HL. Why chiropractic? Because L. Ron Hubbard, I think, promoted that chiropractic is better at setting like bones and nerves in the body. And he just, we always said in Scientology, Ren, we always said doctors, LRH said in Scientology, doctors are good for setting bones and stitching up people. That's what doctors are for. That's what doctors are for, setting bones and stitching people up, like stitching up skin, wide open skin. That's what it was for. That's what doctors are for. How did I get to have breathing treatments? Did they allow a doctor for that? So Sassy Savage, when I was, remember, my mom left when I was 6. They took all my breathing medication away after she left and we went into the Sea Org. Hey, whine a little bit more. But before that, I had to go to a children's hospital. I went to Children's Mercy in Omaha. And I remember that because the only thing I remember about it is I would wake up every hour and they'd prick my finger. And I remember my mom going, "Stop it." She was like Shirley MacLaine in that, what's that sad movie? I love it though. Oh my God, I can't think of the movie. Yes, they did try to put Huxley on that course. Jack Nicholson and Shirley MacLaine. Never done acupuncture, not steel magnolias. Terms of endearment. Thank you, Circus Rider. Thank you, Amy Edge. My mom was straight up like Shirley MacLaine in terms of endearment because they kept waking me up to prick my finger. So I went to the ER and I was in the hospital for a few days. This is according to my mom. I don't remember all of that, but they said she has to be on a breathing treatment every night. So it was like a nebulizer and you strap it around your head and you put these drops in and it would like, I don't know. But I had to use that and I had to use an inhaler. I still have to use an inhaler. And when we went into the Sea Org, they took our medications away. You're not allowed to have medication, so they took it away. Did they really do silent births? How do you silent birth when a woman is in labor? Yes. Yeah. Silent birth is a real thing. Typically, you have an auditor with you in there to tell the doctors to be quiet, which, again, is incredibly comfortable to tell doctors how to do their jobs. Yeah, silent birth is a real thing. I think I knew that, Cindy Schweitzer. What happened with COVID? Did everyone pull that in? Did they go to the doctor, wear masks? COVID, positive life. Thank you for your super chat. Hey, just as I am. COVID, they said that was the world pulling that in. That was the world pulling it in. I did have a silent birth, yes. As best as I could. I talked a little bit, but I had to get that audited out. I kind of got in trouble for it. But during COVID, nobody was allowed in or out of the org without a mask on and gloves. So all of the staff had to wear gloves. And I'm not just talking about in the org. My mother-in-law had to wear gloves at my house. When we went to the chiropractor, she had to wear a mask and gloves every single place she went. As a staff member, they forced that. And a lot of free people, like public, like her husband, Doug, for instance, refused to go do services during COVID because he wouldn't wear a mask and gloves on course. He was a dentist and he was like, I'm not doing this on course. I'm not studying, breathing into my mask and wearing gloves. So a lot of people refused to go on course during that time. Yeah, we all pulled that in as a full-on environment. I need to do a stream on silent birth. Yeah, I mean, it's weird. It's what you would think it is. It's probably what you would imagine. Ooh, I don't like it. Damn. Really? Why? It's a dusty. It tastes like dust. It's probably cat hair. I had to have what was called a pregnancy assist. And it's a whole package of auditing that you purchase and you have all the auditing up to the pregnancy. I had a C-section. So I had an epidural and I had a spinal block. Becky, yeah. KDB, I have no idea, but I'll tell you guys something. You can't make any noise, Alicia. And more importantly, it's not so much you also making the noise. Scientology was not for the COVID vaccine. They're not really for vaccines at all. It's more telling everybody in the room they have to be quiet too. It's not like the doctor can't talk. They don't want anybody speaking. But my dad fell off. My dad owns a construction company, and he fell off a roof in Omaha when I was 11. I don't know. Hey, Allie Mack, and the bone came through the skin. It was a compound fracture through the shin, his shin bone. My dad refused to be, they had to put pins and all kinds of crap in his leg. My dad refused to have surgery and be put out. They gave him an epidural. My dad was wide awake through the whole surgery because he didn't want to be put out and get the engram of the doctors talking. And night, Ruth, he didn't trust that the doctors would be quiet. So I remember being outside of that OR. I was sitting outside of the OR, and he was like, I'm okay. Everything's fine. He's like shouting at me. And I'm like, aren't you supposed to be quiet? Isn't the whole point of this to be quiet? Yeah, no, that's not quite what happened. Yeah, Mark, absolutely. Hey, Jessica LaBarber. You don't really easily go to the doctor, but being diabetic, you should go more easily. Okay, well, that's totally different, actually. I go to the doctor every 3 months, every 90 days. I get my blood done, and I have to do that because I'm on medication for my diabetes. I am a well-controlled diabetic, and I see a doctor every 90 days, no matter what. Hey, Michigan Troll, that's a totally different thing. That's a totally different thing for me. I have to go in order to get my medication. What's the reason for being quiet? Renby. Does Tommy go to doctors? Oh, yeah, definitely. But Tommy wasn't raised a Scientologist. Going to be listening while setting up, you ladies. Be good. Love you guys. Love you, Casper. Thanks for coming in. Hey, Jane. Yeah, no, I take it very seriously. I want to be controlled. I want to make sure I'm eating properly and my medication works with what I do. So no, I go to the doctor for that. I've gotten over that. I'm not a Scientologist in that aspect anymore. What is the purpose for being quiet? It's kind of a long thing. Hey, Becky. But in a nutshell, L. Ron Hubbard says that we have, hey, Sarah, welcome, Sarah Paisley. We have an analytical mind and we have a reactive mind. And that's all in Dianetics. And the analytical mind is perfect. It's a perfect computer. It computes everything. Hey, well, welcome, Annika's mom. No, well, I did get gestational diabetes, Jehovah's Witness, yes. The analytical mind never makes mistakes. It's a perfect computer. It runs perfectly. When you tell it to pull up a mental image picture, LRH calls it the file clerk. The file clerk goes and you say, think of a cat, and the file clerk goes, pulls up the mental image picture, and everything computes as it's supposed to. Hey, Panko, I'm happy to see you, Panko. And that's the analytical mind. The reactive mind is the mind beneath that records. It's the lower. Hey, my lawyer friend Denise. Hey, Namfik, welcome. It records. The reactive mind records during moments of pain or unconsciousness. The reactive mind records when you're tired, you're sick, you're not well. Hey, Lisa Kelson, the reactive mind is constantly recording. So if a Scientologist stubs their toe, falls off a ladder, hits their elbow, is in a car accident, you name it, the reactive mind immediately starts recording. Yeah, Annika's mom, it was made by Holly Day. It's really cool. I put up her information. So it's constantly recording. So if a person ever gets injured or if a person is sick, Randy Pearson, welcome. You be quiet. You be very quiet. Like when Huxley was a year, 2 years old. Oh, thanks, babe. I feel really ugly. I appreciate you saying that. What an angel. Hey, cheeky brat. Well, it's not the brain, Buffy. LRH says the brain has nothing to do with it. He says you've got the body, you've got the thetan. Thank you, Jane. And you've got the mind. Hey, myself, and the mind is out here. According to LRH, your mind is not in your head. Your mind is out here. And the reason he says that is because when you think, if you say, think of your mom, you look at it, right? Think of a cat, you look at it. Think of your first Christmas you can remember. You look at it. So LRH is saying, hey, Randy, the mind is out here. You're looking for a mental image picture. When I tell you to think of something, you go and you're looking at it. So that's according to LRH, our mind is out here. So the point is, when you're going through moments of pain and unconsciousness, such as birth, such as death, those are called engrams. The engram is constantly recording. So I wonder if probably not. I would guess no. No. Engram. An encystment containing N theta and N mest. A recording, possibly cellular, of a period of pain and unconsciousness, or anaton. Anaton is unconscious. Not available to the analytical mind as experience, the sole source of aberrations and psychosomatic illnesses. It's actually a pretty good definition. And I'd be happy to show it to you, but it's not really easy to see. Yeah, you can't see it. I'm going to read it one more time, though, because I kind of broke it up. A recording, possibly cellular, on a cellular level. Holly Day, I put your website up and I put your, I hope it's okay, I put your card up. This is so beautiful. Everybody loves it. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you came in. I did not expect that, Holly. Thank you so much. It's amazing. I haven't looked at your website yet because I just opened the package, but it's absolutely amazing. No, Renby, I didn't know that. Engram. So a recording, possibly cellular, on a cellular level, of a period of pain and unconsciousness, or anaton, not available to the analytical mind as experience, the sole source of aberrations and psychosomatic ills. Okay. So that last sentence is most important to me on how to describe what an engram is. The sole source of aberrations. Is aberrations a Scientology word, or is that a word for you guys? I don't know the answer to that. We use that word all the time. You would say, like, God, he's aberrated. Aberrated is, it's a personality disorder. When somebody's aberrated, LRH says that aberrated is not from going A to B to C to D to E. Aberrated is going A to F to R to K to H to L. Aberrated is somebody who's messed up. Yeah, it might be a real word, but I don't know if it's the same. Hey, Moon Taxi. Hey, Jody T. I figured you use it differently, but we use that word a lot in Scientology. Like I would say a lot in session. I'd be like, I don't know, I'm just really aberrated on that subject. That's probably a better use of the term. And it's not necessarily discombobulated. Yeah. But I would say it more that way. I would say, like, I'm really aberrated when it comes to men. I'm really aberrated when it comes to whatever. Okay. So the sole source of aberrations or psychosomatic ills, which that's not a Scientology term. Hey, dark sarcasm, psychosomatic ills or diabetes, for instance. So the whole reason I have diabetes is because of my reactive mind. It's an engram. And an engram is when something is recorded in the reactive mind. So for instance, my chiropractor told me the reason I am diabetic is because when I was born and all, hey, Erica, oh my God, you're kidding. Okay, this is getting weird. The reason I have diabetes is I was born and my dad walked in and said, "Hi, sugar." I'm sorry, I had to finish that sentence or I would forget. Hi, sugar. That's why I have diabetes, by the way. Erica, okay, I am so sorry, but this is strange. Maybe it's inappropriate to say this. I am so sorry. But 5 years ago today, I took my cat into the vet and I thought it was just like a UTI. And she died of I had to put her down. She died of renal failure. Her name was Carmela. Speaking of cats. Then poor Angie Moe had to put her dog down today. We're all thinking of Angie. Hey, Women's Warrior. So prayers to you, Erica. I'm so sorry, but this is odd. It's odd that, no, this is Kid. As a matter of fact, Carmela looked a lot like Kid, but she was skinny. Erica, I'm so sorry, but how weird is it? How weird is it that that's all today? You, me, and Angie Mo. I don't know. That's odd to me, but I'm so sorry, babe. I love you. I'll text you. I'm so sorry. Janine's life, of course. I hope that that helped to understand it. I hope I didn't make it worse, the word engram. Was my mom declared an SP? No, no. I'm the only one that's been declared. Um, I am not hypoglycemic. I'm hyperglycemic. I have high sugar. Of memory that's a physical change in the nervous system caused by learning. Wow, interesting, Renby. I'm so sorry, Erica. I'm so sorry. And guys, also, I'm really sorry to Angie Mo. I'm so sad for her. It's just weird that it's all today. It's all on the same day. So anyway, you asked me about a silent birth. The reason that's why. That's why, because my dad apparently walked in and said, "Hi, sugar," and then now I'm diabetic, right? That's what L. Ron Hubbard would say. So it's very important if you believe that, put yourself in a Scientologist position right now and really, really, really believe that. Would you want to give your kid diabetes? Would you want to give anybody anything? So it's very important that you be silent when somebody is hurt, sick, anything, car accident. No, it's not, Shell, but I believed it. So fast forward to today, Jean Marie. I'm still such a Scientologist. Like I woke up way worse today and I was like, oh, this is bad. I mean, I woke up from my bed and I was like, this is bad. I had no voice. I don't know, Buffy. We never learned any psychiatric terms like autism. I don't know that I had ever even heard. No, I had. I had. That's not true. I'd heard of autism, but I didn't know what it was. Narcissist, autism, any of those things, PTSD, all of those things are psychiatric terms according to Scientologists, and we don't use them. Even something like triggered. The word triggered is never used in Scientology. You would say restimulated. It's the same definition, but you would say, no, Shell, not at all. I didn't take it that way. I would say, don't do that. That's restimulating. Don't say that around her. That's restimulating to her. If you ran from the jesters, why keep going back to their parties? Because it's like being a journalist, dog face pony soldier. It's not really so triggering to me. I like to gather more information on them. I like to see their faces. It's kind of therapeutic for me. As scary as that party was in Vegas, it meant a lot to me to get to see and hear with my own eyes and ears. And I'm glad I did because I was lied to big time about how those parties go. And I'm glad I did. Yeah, Kestrel, the Scientology word would be restimulated. Did you have people that seemed a little different or off mentally? If so, you just didn't label them. Yeah, I took my power back. I like that. He's totally a DB Crim, Debbie. Debbie Blair. Yes. We had weird people in Scientology. Some of the weirdest, creepiest people are Scientologists. Look at Dan O'Connor. Dan O'Connor hit me over the head with a fax machine, made a pass at me, tried to sleep with me when he was married, and then recruited a 12 or 13-year-old girl, took her out of school and moved her into their house to be their nanny. Yeah. Yeah. What would you call that? I mean, I don't know that I'd call that a mental illness labeled necessarily, but I would say he's definitely off. He's a creeper, but you don't label people in Scientology. I'm late. I love you and your channel, my friend. You've got horrible virus. My husband has had for 2 weeks. Thank you. That's awful. I hope you guys feel better too. Caroline, I'll get better. It's just dragging. But thank you for being a member, babe. And thank you for saying that. Hey, Ree. Scientology truly does. And I still don't realize it that much, Denise, but they really do. They really do. It is a different language. If Sea Org girl gets a UTI, they can't get antibiotics before it turns into a kidney infection. No, I got a UTI when I was in Scientology, and it was so bad I couldn't pee. They gave me a ton of assists, and they made me, I saw the MLO, which is the medical liaison officer. Hey, Ash Bash. And they put me on a very high dose of hey, Xenu and the Body Thetans, you always take a bunch of vitamin C. Vitamin C is heavily pushed. And then they put me on those cranberry pills. And then Liz Carr, who has now since passed away, went and had me get, I went to like a Whole Foods or whatever. It was not a Whole Foods. I think it was called Wild Oats then. We went to an all natural store and hey, John, I'm happy to see you over here. We went to an all natural store and she made me chug totally sour, like sugar-free cranberry juice. Guys, yeah, Kestrel, no question, guys. They're hardcore about natural remedies. When I was in that hospital bed, Liz Carr showed up as my, what do you call it, guardian. And she looked at the surgeon and she was like, we're taking her out of here today. We're going to put her on a grapefruit diet for her gallbladder. I had a bad situation with my gallbladder. I was 16 and I never will forget this surgeon. And he was like, I'm taking her gallbladder out and I'm doing it today. He was like, this kid is really sick. She was going to sign me out of the hospital and put me on a grapefruit diet because her brother was an OT8 chiropractor. I can't imagine how bizarre comparing both ways of life. It must be really hard adjusting. How have you found it? What part is hardest? Okay, well, that's a women's wear. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Thank you for saying that. It's validating. I would say the hardest part is a day like today. Okay, I have health insurance. I pay for my own health insurance. It's expensive, and I have health insurance. I have to. I'm diabetic. I woke up today feeling so much worse. Thank you, Tara. I'm happy to see you, girl. I woke up today feeling so much worse. I was like, oh, this is bad. Like, I was like, this is really bad. This is bad. And I was going to go to a chiropractor. I was going to go to the urgent care, and I talked myself out of it. And I took an Advil and I thought that's good enough. I'll take an Advil. I'll see if that helps. And it did. Like my throat, I had no voice this morning. I couldn't talk at all. And now I can talk, but that's what I was saying. It's a chip off the old Scientology block. Women's warrior, I still have a hard time adjusting to the real world. Like my mom was like, you better get to a doctor. And I was like, that almost pushes our buttons as Scientologists. Like, in my opinion, as a Scientologist, you'd have to be close to death. You'd have to be close to death. You'd have to be in bad shape. And most Scientologists will say to you, like, see if you still have symptoms in a week, then maybe consider it. Like, maybe consider it. But no, you don't just run to the doctor. And I still feel conditioned there. I could go to the doctor. Like I said, I have health insurance. I could have gone. But then I started breaking it down in my head and I was like, I don't have a fever. I'm fine. Drink some tea, take some vitamin C. I've been pumping vitamin C. I've been taking like 1,500 milligrams every hour and a half. That's exactly what a Scientologist would do. That's exactly what I'm doing as a full-blown Scientologist. I just realized that as I said it out loud. I've been taking about 1,500 liposomal vitamin C milligrams every hour to hour and a half for the past day. Yep, no joke. That's what a Scientologist would do. I don't have any zinc, but typically, yeah, I would take it with zinc. That's amazing. You get free healthcare in the UK. Wow. Yeah, you'll just pee out the extra vitamin C. At that point, wouldn't a good Scientologist just stop the body and go in prearranged baby body? Yeah, I've been looking around, Renby. Let me know if you know anybody. You have friends in high places. I'm not a grapefruit fan. I'll eat it, but I don't love it. Allie Mack, thanks for becoming a member, babe. That is so kind. Yeah, that's low, actually, Kim. When I was on staff and anybody felt like they were getting a cold, getting sick, they'd dose us like 3,000 milligrams an hour. No joke, 3,000 an hour easily. And I could take it. Bailey, oh my God. It's permanent. She's here to stay. I love you, Bailey. I'm glad that you're back. Thanks for being a member, babe. Yeah, no big thing. No big thing. Rick says, question, do you feel like you are only freely discovering the world because you weren't allowed to acknowledge it before and were under control of JQ2 per hour? Goosebump. Been doing that my whole life. Dosing large doses of vitamin C. Um, do you feel like you were only freely discovering the world because you weren't allowed to acknowledge it? Yes, probably. I think, thank you, Bailey. I love you over here, by the way. I'm so happy to see you. Hey, Jeanette, I think, yes, I think Jeff definitely hindered my abilities, to discover the world. And the reason for that is he was so dismissive. He was so know best, know it all. And hey, Heather, he was so shaming. You guys know that. He was very shaming when I would try to learn something all the time. I mean, you guys know this, but I would say something and he'd go, "You don't know that? You should know that. That's just a basic thing. You should have learned when you were 15. But obviously, you grew up in a cult and that's okay. But your thoughts don't have any basis in reality." He'd say shit like that to me all the time. So yeah, I would say that he was a hindrance for sure. Hey, Mary Haynes. And I would say, yeah, he used your weakness against you for sure, Shell. I would say that right now, I'm learning more being on my own here than any other time I've ever, anytime. And I've lived on my own. Like I had my own apartment for years. I bought my own house, but I was a Scientologist. So it's very different right now to experience new things. But I'll tell you, a day like today was a weird time. Do I still class myself as a Scientologist? In my head, I do. Roberta, hey, babe. Zinc is supposed to be good with vitamin C. I was always told that by my chiropractor, Sassy. Yeah, in a lot of ways, Pam, being a Scientologist for 38 years. What's wrong, Allison? Being a Scientologist for 38 years is hard for me to just be like, I'm not a Scientologist anymore. I'm not proud to say it. I don't mean it like that, but it is mostly all I know. If I'm going to speak intelligently to something, it's Scientology. I can answer your questions based on my experiences. I don't talk for other people, but because that's the thing too. You can't loop us all together. You can't say like, well, they all experienced this or that. We didn't. We didn't. Sterling grew up very differently and had good parents, for instance. I did not. City Girl, where are all these new names coming from? I'm loving this. I love being inspired by your perseverance and transparency. Thank you. Thank you. That is such a nice thing to say. You know, I know that Aaron grew up in a very different situation than I did. And so I can't speak for us all, but I know we all suffered a lot of abuse. You know, you could loop us in there. It's just everybody had such different experiences, different relationships, things like that. My dad was one of the most hardcore, I've been told by a lot of Scientologists. My dad was one of the worst. He was one of the meanest. Interesting, green-eyed lady. I'm glad, Allie Mack. I hope I explained this well enough. Sometimes I feel bad when I end a stream when we talk about Scientology and I think, did I just make things worse? Debbie Blair, you speak very well about so many other topics than Scientology. You deserve to give yourself more credit. You are well spoken. That's such a nice thing to say. You know, Tommy said that to me today. It was wild. He sent me an audio and he was like, I love streaming with you because you are so well spoken. He said, you speak so intelligently. And I was like, what? I thought it was a joke. I'm sorry, but I don't necessarily feel that way. I know why it came up. We were talking about all my communication training. I've had so much, we all have, Scientologists have so much training on communication, the communication cycle, start to finish, half acknowledgments, full acknowledgments, the bull bait training, all of that. Pamela, last message was a nothing tax. Thank you, Pamela. That's really kind. I really appreciate it, girl. Thank you. Thanks, Goosebump. Question: if one member of a relationship is OT8 and their partner is only OT2, and the lower on the bridge asks about Xeno or something they aren't supposed to know, does the spouse just lie? They would get written up. You'd get in huge trouble for that. That's like a jester asking to become or a non-jester going up and asking to be a jester. You would never be invited once you ask. It's ruined. It's over. You would get in huge trouble for doing that, Renby. They would get written up. That would be considered a high crime, which is close to being a suppressive person. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. Like my ex-husband, it came up in session. He got in huge trouble for it. He had to do a huge amends project. He went down a rabbit hole Googling the OT levels 15, 20 years ago. He got in so much trouble for that. It's a huge deal. So it's similar to that, Ren. Thank you, Ree. Mary, I'm so thankful to Sean and Tommy for introducing you to us. You are so inspiring and real. Hard to find real good people nowadays. Thanks for being you. My God, Mary, that's an honor that you're here. Thank you for saying that. I love that. That is so validating. I'm just happy you're here. Thank you. Oh, Allison, I'm sure they weren't, but I understand. I understand. Please don't. We love you, girl. I understand. Hey, Shannon C. Denise, I think my sister's been married to a jester. Her father-in-law was a Shriner, and her husband always goes on trips into porn, from what I gather, and has a diaper fetish. Yes. No joke. Yes. I would almost say 99% yes. Thank you, Sophia. Not doing well? Well, prayers and thoughts to you, Trisha Kelly. Angie Mo, we were talking about you, and I hope that's okay. Erica lost her cat today. She had to put her cat down. And I was saying how 3 years ago or 5 years ago today, I had to put my cat down. And then Angie lost her dog. And so we all were saying prayers for you, Angie. I love you, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Truly, it makes me very sad. You are a strong, intelligent woman to have been through what you have and come out the other side. Strength and grace. Thank you so much, Jane. That is really a nice thing to say. Thank you, baby steps. Oh, yeah. He didn't take a course. Did Jeff ever go into the Scientology building and do anything? He went into the building with me several times. He went to a funeral with me, and then we went to the Ideal Org opening of the brand new building. Yeah, he was supportive. Jeff was not supportive of Scientology. Not at all. Hey, Missing Nil Star. So it's odd today for me thinking about that I'm still very, very Scientological when it comes to my body and being sick. The other thing I wanted to say, and this made me so sad, Renby. I'm going to see if I can find it. Costco had no eggs today. That sucks. Did they mind control on you? I mean, I think so. I would say yes. My mom sent me this picture. He obviously needed a haircut. My mom sent me this picture yesterday of Huxley, and she said, look at that little boy. He was at a Valentine's party. And he was so cute. I'll check Publix mom. He was so cute. And this pertains to Scientology. I have way cuter pictures. I mean, Huxley was really cute in that picture, but he was so damn cute as a child. You guys just have no effing idea, man. That kid was so cute as a little boy. And I have that crazy hair picture. I'm going to see if I have it in my favorites. Here it is. Look at my child. I think he was 2 or 3 here. Look at his hair. Look at that. Hey, C-Dub. Beata, I've never heard of it. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. They're pretty fetishy. Is the free IQ test to trick you to get in the door, or is there more to it? It's to trick you to get in the door. Thank you, Sassy. Thank you. Yeah. Holy Fro is right. The kid had such big hair. His dad had curly hair, and it was so cute. It was so cute, right? The reason I'm showing you that picture. My mom's texting me about eggs. The reason I'm showing you that picture is I was laying in bed when she sent me that picture, and I wasn't feeling well, and I was already thinking about the Scientology stuff, right? You may have to buy some farm fresh ones. I'll see. Thanks, Mom. We're gonna survive without eggs, I promise. I also hard boiled 2 dozen eggs for him last night. He's gonna be fine. So, yeah, you are going through the deprogramming, takes a while, but you are not only a survivor, you are an overcomer. Proud of you. Be kind with yourself. Mary, I hope you never leave this channel. I love you already. Thank you for saying that. That is such wisdom right there, Mary. Thank you. All right, Mom. Thank you so much. She's naming off people in the area who have chickens. I've never tried it, Ree. So the reason, let me spit this out because I'm kind of babbling here. The reason that I'm very this really gets me upset. Looking back at those pictures of him and just how cute makes me think of the family that we lost, right? Thanks, Erica. It makes me think of the family that we lost, but more importantly, it makes me think of his grandparents. And I don't know where to go with that. I'm so upset when I think about it. Hey, true to it. And I said to my mom, I said, matter of fact, here's what I said. She said, that cute little face. I said, so cute. And she said, I sent that to Huxley too. And I said, he's the cutest boy. I said, I wonder how Doug and Brenda deal with that. And my mom said, I'm sure Scientology has erased it from their minds. My in-laws, his grandparents, does it bother Hux? I don't think so, Sassy. He really, really strongly has a lot of, hey, Cassie, has a lot of, I don't want to say hate. He doesn't have hate for anybody, but he strongly dislikes them. But if you guys recall, Huxley has said on our show here that it's their problem. You know, they chose a cult over us. So thank God Huxley doesn't blame himself in any way. And that was my biggest fear. That was my biggest fear. Was that he was going to blame himself, like kids often do. It's psychologically, they blame themselves for their parents getting divorced. They blame themselves. They pick at themselves and go, what could I have done differently? He does not do that. Huxley is very, I would say, analytical. But it still is like a thorn in my side. And when I think about it, what did Ren just say? Because I caught the first. It's almost worse than a death because they are alive and choosing to cut off that sweet boy. Bingo. And I don't think, honestly, he thinks about it that much. Thank God. I want to protect him from thinking about it. But when I think about it, which is not very often, I got to be honest, I try not to think about my past as much. I really try to stop myself now when I'm throughout the day and I realize I'm thinking about the past too much. I really go, nope, flip, focus on the future. I've been telling myself lately, my dreams are going to chase me. I'm not even chasing dreams. They're going to chase me. I don't want to focus on the past too much. And I think we all tend to do that. It's a little bit of a habit. Yes, he does, Ghostwriter. For the short time that you've been out, it really sounds like you've traveled late light years from who you used to be. And it's okay to grieve for things you don't have. Kim, thank you for saying that and allowing me to feel that way. It's so true. Yes, but I really try to focus more on our future. What can I provide for Huxley? What kind of college? What does he want to do with his life? How can I help him get there? What do I want to do? Where do I want to take my channel? I want to travel around. I want to do stuff with this channel. Like, I continue to try to make the wheels turn with future. And what can I provide Huxley with so that he doesn't have to feel that pain so much? And honestly, guys, I don't think he will as time passes. When did he last talk to them? Was he 13? Thank you, Jean Marie. I think he was 13. Was he 12? He just turned 15, guys. I think he was 12 when this all went down and we lost everybody. I think he was turning 13. Do you think? Either way, it was one or the other. Close, right? Hey, Twisted Sister. I'm hoping. Hey, Kala. I'm hoping. I hope that is a good enough age that by the time he's 25, 30, he doesn't even, I almost wonder that. Will he even remember them that well? I get that we have our memories at 12, but won't it have been erased so much at that point? Like, so much time will have gone by that I'm hoping he's like, I kind of remember him. Yeah, but like, I'm always thankful to say, hey, Mary's Gemini Mind. I'm always thankful that Aaron accidentally outed me, especially around that time. Because if Huxley had been any older, if Huxley had been 15, like he is now, if Huxley had been 18, that would have bombed. That would have sucked to lose his family, all he knows, as he's older. I would think that would make more of an impact on him. And quite honestly, Doug was such a terrible, Doug in particular, not Brenda. Brenda wasn't really around. She was a 40+ year staff member. She worked around the clock. We hardly saw her. Doug, though, was such a poor influence for a human being, a man in his life. I think honestly, he would have done more damage on shaping Huxley who he was going to be as a man. I really believe that. I hate to say this. This is not an insult, but my ex-husband, Doug's son, Huxley's father, thank you, Bailey, grew up with no motivation or skill. He didn't know how to pay bills when we got married. He didn't know that he was going to have to mow a lawn. He was like, oh, I don't do that. I was like, you have to get a job. He was like, oh, I don't, just my dad gives me money. Like, he literally was not set up to be an adult in any way. They enabled him and they still enable him. They told him education is not important. You don't need to get a job. I'll pay for you. Like, as long as you're doing Scientology, that's all that matters. Raise somebody up to be that way. He never went to school, never got an education, didn't go to school. And now he has major anxiety problems. And he's always relied on his parents. So honestly, I believe Huxley wouldn't have been falling far from that tree. It's a wound. Yeah. A betrayal. Those are so hard to heal. When those you love don't choose you back, you have filled the love gap. That is so true, Alana. And you're so right about the betrayal part. That's what I would say. Huxley doesn't hate. He doesn't hate anybody, but he feels hardcore betrayed by them. Yeah. Like, it's the closest thing I think to hate. He feels very angry about it. I don't know that I actually should say that. I think he did in the beginning, but I think now he's more like whatever. I mean, we've never seen Huxley get angry, but as far as like, I think it's betrayal. I think you hit it on the head. I think he feels betrayed. Yeah, Ray, I think it's one of the most traumatic things in his life. I don't think he'll forget any of it. And I think there will be times where the choice they made will make him wonder why he wasn't enough. That could be, but he's pretty strong on where he stands. And I hope that doesn't change. And we talk about it. We talk about it. And who is going to pick up when they pass? Did Michael an incredible disservice? Pam, I can't even, hey, Lake Lady Mima, I can't even express it. Like, I hate I don't like to go into Michael too much because I don't want people to feel like I'm throwing him under the bus. I would never do that. But I know him. Hey, Wanda, I know him. And I know what Pam just said is true. They did an incredible disservice to him. And his mom, Brenda, Michael and I were married for 10 years. And Brenda said to me one day, it was really, really sad, very emotional. We were driving to the chiropractor. We went every week, and it was an hour there and an hour back. And we loved it. We looked forward to it every week. We talked. Michael is my ex-husband, my son's father. Brenda and I would take that time. She loved it because she was on staff 24 hours a day. So when she got staff approval to go to the chiropractor. She looked so forward to those talks, and she would say that. I think they do, Shannon. Yes. We would ride in the car. I would typically drive, and she would get in the car and she would go, I'm so excited. You could tell it was very freeing. She also knew she was in a safe space. She could tell me anything, and she knew I wasn't going to write her up. I never wrote reports on her. I never once wrote a report on Brenda. So she knew she could tell me anything, and I wasn't going to write her up. So she would spend a lot of time crying on those drives. She would cry a lot. She'd open up about her mom who died, her dad who died. She would tell me how they keep auditing her, but it's not taking out the engram, the loss. So she keeps crying about it, and it's becoming a problem with her being on staff because everybody's angry that she's still upset that she lost her parents. She shared a lot with me. But one of the things, one day we were driving and she just bawled. She broke down, which wasn't unusual. And I just let her cry, and I was driving. And I was like, I'm glad you're here, Wanda. I said, what's happening? That's something you say as a Scientologist? You say that a lot. If somebody's upset or if like a child is having a dramatic meltdown, you go, what's happening? So stupid. Great question, Debbie. I'm going to star it, so I'll answer that in just a second. And I said to her, what's happening? And she said, Beata, I'll star that too. Guys, if you have questions, I'm going to finish what I'm saying because otherwise I'm going to get caught up and not remember what I was saying. I said, what's happening? And she said, I'm scared because now you and Michael are divorced and we were married for 10 years. And I said, yeah, what are you scared about? And she said, he really learned from you. And she said, he knows now, like, understands things about the world. You taught him things, like how to cook. She wasn't even there. Brenda was training at Flag. Brenda wrote me up all the time. Brenda was training at Flag from the age of 12 to 16. She left when Michael was 12. She didn't come back till he was 16. She was not a mother at all. He didn't know how to do anything. So when I married him, we got married almost immediately. We saw each other for the first time. I met Michael when he was 9, but then I left and I came back. When I came back, he was 19. It was November when I first saw him at an event at the org. We got married January 16th. So we were together 8 weeks. Stupidest thing. I don't recommend it. Okay. Now, I don't regret it either. I'm thankful that he's the father of my child. No question. Why? Because I could have had somebody like Jeff, who's evil to the core and would have controlled and harmed us. He's harmless. He's a good person. He has a big heart. He just is broken by Scientology and by his parents. Calla, that's true. Brenda wrote me up all the time. I didn't write anybody up. I thought reports were stupid. So she's crying and she says, I'm worried because now you're divorced and you taught him everything. Like, he knows how to pay some bills. He got a job. I love you, Ree. Thank you, babe. Thank you for being a member. He got a job. I taught him like how to be a man in a lot of ways. He became a father. He started learning how to mow the lawn. Um, he really cleaned himself up. Like he did good too. He got a job at Whole Foods when we were married, and he carried that job. He worked there 8 years, and they did huge layoffs. He made it to like manager. He was management. They loved him. But Whole Foods took over and did this huge, massive layoff. Like a ton of people lost their jobs at that store in Kansas City. But the point is, the guy held a job for like 8 years. Then he went and got a job at another health food store, and he still has that job. Like, talk about longevity. I'm impressed by that. I don't care where you work. Like, the fact that he has such good work habits, that's amazing. So she's crying in the car. Hey, Joyce Dragger. And I said, so what are we crying about? And she goes, I'm scared that when Doug and I are dead one day, he won't have anybody. We can't take care of him anymore when we're dead. And I said, yeah, I mean, that's just kind of the cycle of life. And she was like, I need you to make me a promise. And I'm like, okay. And she goes, I need you to promise me that you'll always take care of him. It makes me want to cry. I started crying. And I said, you know I will. Like, you know I will. And he knows that too. I've made that very clear to him, even recently. I said, I know I'm in a different state now, but like I have extra room here if you ever need a place to stay. If you ever need, if you're ever in danger, if you're ever in trouble. I always feel that way about him. I'm not in love with him, but Michael was always my best friend. Like he was that was our problem. We were not in love ever. And that's what I convinced him to get divorced. He was like, I don't want to get divorced. I know he was scared to go into the real world by himself too. And I said, I'm young and we don't have sex and we're not in love. We're just roommates. We're roommates. Like we make each other laugh and we're really good friends. And that's what's kept us going all these years. But I want to be in love. Like I want to have sex with somebody. And as soon as I said that, because see, I was his first sexual experience. So of course he was very clingy with me. And as soon as I said that, Bailey, oh yeah, I speak to him pretty regularly. No, he has a girlfriend, Steph. As soon as I said, I want to find someone and have sex with, he was like, well, actually, that would be nice. And I said, Michael, I'll always be here for you. Like, I'm not leaving you high and dry. I just can't be married to anymore. Like, it's just, I want to live my life and find somebody to have adventures with. And that's just not us. Abigail, yeah, definitely. So that's what happened. We got divorced and it was great. It was fine. Like we had a very healthy divorce. The judge was like, this is the weirdest divorce I've ever granted. Like we were sitting at the same table together and the judge was like, do you want alimony? You're entitled to maintenance. And I was like, no, no. I said, we're just not in love anymore, but we're really close friends. And he was like, this is the best set of parents like ever. He was like, there's no disagreements. There were no disagreements. Like we drove together to the courthouse that day to get divorced. We rode in the same car. Like there was nothing wrong other than we just didn't want to be married to each other. How is Hux's visit with his dad? Do they contact him there? His dad contacts him here sometimes. And I think he had an okay time, Sassy. I think he had an okay time, but I think it's a little bit weird, right? Like, I think it's weird. He hasn't been around his dad much. But it was so sad that was Brenda's wish to me. She said, I need you to take care of him. Like if something happens to us. And I was like, I mean, I'll always be there for him, but I can't. I didn't know what she meant. And it was just really sad. And I just will never know the answer to this. And I'm trying not to be so angry. I'm so angry with Doug and Brenda. I'm so angry with how Doug helped me raise Huxley. He helped raise Huxley the same way he raised his kids. And he was creepy and he was weird. And I wish that I had put a stop to that, and I didn't. And I'm so glad he's out of the picture now. Doug was had a real mean streak. Brenda always called it gnarly. I don't use that word, but she would say, careful, Doug gets really gnarly. And he would just come across a fucking table at you if it was anything to do with disagreeing with him. So, all of that to say, going back to the picture of Huxley that my mom sent, what goes through these fucking, excuse my language, what goes through these people's minds? When my mom said, I bet Scientology has removed all of thoughts of Huxley. Absolutely, Lisa Kelson. What the hell goes through these people's minds when they think of my child? When it's his birthday, when it's Christmas? This is not your average set of grandparents. Doug was in Huxley's life since he was 6 months old. He took Huxley every weekend of his life since he was 6 months old. I had my first Christmas and Thanksgiving with Huxley last year. He would take him every single Thanksgiving, and then I would see him Christmas morning for a couple hours, and then he was gone. They took over my kid. And so not just weekends, he would also come over to my house during the week, and he would spend time with him at my house, but he would take him to dinner like 2 or 3 nights a week. He was consistently, I'd say at least 4 days a week, he would spend with Huxley. Oh, I absolutely believe that. Do you think Doug still believes that Huxley is the reincarnation of his father? Absolutely, I believe that. I think so too. Did Doug abuse his kids? It depends on your definition of abuse. I found out when Huxley was about 6. I think he was about 6 or 7. He was taking him every weekend. And remember, Brenda is a staff member. So Brenda's never home. Never. And I find out, thank you, old Charlie, that Huxley tells me, no, he just took him because he was Doug was very possessive of Huxley. Doug believed that Huxley was Doug's father. Doug's father died in like the 70s, and he believed his dad was waiting around to get the best chance to be in his life again. So when Huxley was born, he literally held my child like Simba from The Lion King, like he was the chosen one. Hey, CMO. I would go to Scientology events when Huxley was a baby till he was 3, 4, 5, and people would come up to me and go, your baby is so cute. I wish I could have seen him, but Doug wouldn't let me. So many people would come up to me. Yeah, Joe, I have a cold. That's why I sound like a man. Hey, Joanne Adams. So many people would consistently come up to me and go, I tried to hold your kid, but Grandpa won't let me make eye contact with him. Cute kid. No joke. He was super, super possessive of Huxley. I wasn't allowed to be like, doesn't Scientology teach that if you want something, you should take it? Will it to happen? I don't know what you mean. So much so. Oh, thanks, Raymond. So much so that when I would say, I'm the mother, right? When I would say to Doug, actually, I think I'm going to keep him this weekend, he would go, no, sorry. We already have plans. So he would never let me have any rights to Huxley. It was weird. And looking back, I still blame me for that. I'm not blaming Doug. I should have put my fucking foot down and said, if you want to see him again, you're going to play by my rules. But I didn't. Doug was very scary, very intimidating. And when we were married, me and Michael, he paid a lot of our bills. He was paying for so much. So that's the other problem. Hey, Susan Miller. He was holding that over our heads that he was doing that. So like I worked for physicians. I made pretty good money, but I didn't make enough money to pay for everything. And so Doug was helping because Michael didn't make that much money when he started at Whole Foods. So Doug was supplementing and helping, and he would hang that over our heads. Thank you, Kim. So when Huxley was like 6 or 7, he told me that on weekends he was sleeping. Doug was sleeping with him. And I was like, what? And he told me that Doug was showering with him. And I was like, what? I lost my shit. I've talked about this before, but not for a long time. And there's a lot of new people. I lost my shit about that. It really, really upset me. The sleeping with was bad enough, but the showering at the age of 6, like Huxley showered with me maybe till he was 2. Like it was just easier if I could just real quick rinse him and do all that. But then he started taking baths, and I would come in and wash his hair and dump the stuff on his head, and like you see in movies. Sorry, Bailey. So I talked to Brenda about it. They have 2 boys, and I talked to Brenda about it. And obviously I didn't feel comfortable going to Doug. How old was Doug? Well, now he's like 72. I'm 40, so he's older. And yeah, I remember, Sherry. And I talked to Brenda because I am not comfortable going to Doug about this. Doug will shut you down. Like he calls the shots. He is the ruler. So I go to Brenda, and I was really nasty with her. And I said, what the fuck is going on with this? And I said, he can't spend the night at your house anymore if this continues. I'm not comfortable with that. It's weird. He's not even showering with me, right? Her response reminds me of the response. So when I told her that I was being statutory raped when I was 13, sleeping with a 24-year-old at the Church of Scientology, her response to that, no joke, we were driving with the chiropractor, and she went, what, is that illegal? Quote, what, is that illegal? That was her response to that. So when I brought this up about Doug, it was very similar. And she goes, what's the problem? She said he slept with the boys until they were 12. They're boys. And I was like, and now listen, guys, even to this day, even saying this right now, I don't think anything went on. Hey, Joel Sachs, I think he was creepy. Hey, baby doll, I think he was creepy. Guys, was Brenda born into Scientology? No. Brenda was a hygienist and Doug was a dentist. They met that way through dental and hygiene school. And I think they joined in their late 20s, maybe early 30s. Hey, Diane, I truly, in my heart, don't believe he did anything to any of these kids. I really don't. But I think, hey, baby angel, it was a control thing. I think he wanted to have a grip. And he wanted to also, if you put this into a bigger picture, every weekend he took Huxley would come home with the most lavish gifts. He'd buy him everything. They'd go everywhere. He'd come home with all kinds of new shit in my tiny little house, and he'd bring home everything. Nothing I could compete with gift-wise, by the way. So I think what he was doing, the second he would bring him home and drop him off to leave on Sundays, Huxley would have a fucking meltdown every Sunday for years. He called him pup. And he would go, pup, and he would freak out when Doug would leave. And I think what Doug was doing, whether it be intentionally, I don't know. But I think he was making himself so important in his life that was his person, like just his person, like right? Like, does that make sense to you guys? So I think he did that with his boys. He developed a very unhealthy connection. The other thing that was in Doug's favor in his court was that Brenda was on staff. And Doug would say all the time, this was an open thing. That's okay, Lulu. I know you're a hater. People report to CPS all the time, girl. Take care. Doug knew that Brenda was on staff. And Lulu, this was like when he was 6 or 7. So feel free. My therapist also knows, and he's a mandated reporter as well. Brenda was on staff, right? So Brenda was never home. Brenda was never home. So I think mix all of these ingredients together, and I think that do I have a relationship with my son, CMO? Yes, he lives with me. I think, hey, Casper, that it was just the perfect, right? The perfect recipe. Again, I truly in my heart don't think, hey, Ms. Weedy Poo, that anything was going on. I really don't. Why is Sam capable but not Michael? That's a great question, Sassy Savage. So Sam and Michael are brothers. That's Doug and Brenda's kids. Okay. Michael is 4 years younger. Lulu, absolutely. You know who else is a mandated reporter? Huxley's father's fiance. She is also a counselor for children. So all of this has been signed, sealed, and delivered, girl. And I've talked about this on YouTube for a couple of years now. So it's nothing new. Yeah, Huxley's now 15. This happened when he was 6. But anyway, Lulu, do what you got to do, girl. It's been talked about to many mandated reporters and openly on YouTube to the world. Michael is 4 years younger than Sam. You ask that question, and the only thing I can say is Michael was never into Scientology. He was this sad little child that was forced into Scientology, right? Sam was super successful in Scientology. Sam went into the Sea Org. Tiffanyisms, you're not blocked at all. Sam was very successful. He became a high up Sea Org member. He became a an auditor, went full time when he was 12. Oh my God. Elena Cardone recently posted a video of Grant. Elena Cardone grosses me out. Of Grant showering with his daughter, who I assume was 11, but is 15. No fucking way. That grown man believes that child is an adult in there. Terrifying they did that, let alone taped it. Leave alone. Release it. That's insane. Better Together. She posted a video of that. Damn, that's really effed up. Elena Cardone creeps me out more than Grant Cardone, if you can believe that. She has always given me the creeps, that woman. Thank you for your giant super chat, by the way. Yeah, they're both disgusting, Kim. The Cardones, Bailey, he's apparently, Aaron says he's a fake billionaire. Yeah, my cat is very clingy. He's a high up, very wealthy Scientology billionaire. Hey, crafty grandma. So all I can say is, what, Heather? I don't need to forgive you for anything. Yeah, something for her to go report. I mean, unfortunately, you can send child services here any day. I've talked to my therapist at length about that, and he was like, let anybody send child services to you. I know everything. I've reported everything. Everything is well out there. And also, he was like, you're an excellent mother. I know the conditions of the environment. Child services can come anytime. You have a nice home. The kid has food, running water. My therapist always said to me, trust me, the state doesn't want your kid. There's real people out there that abuse kids. And he's like, the state doesn't want your kid. Also, these people that I'm talking about are totally disconnected and cut out of Huxley's life. So we don't even have a contact with them anymore. But I have no doubt that these people were toxic. I just don't know. I just don't know that I take it so far. Oh, the point with Doug and Sam and Michael. Michael was a weakling. He had high anxiety and he didn't want to be in Scientology. Sam was the opposite. He was super confident and he was a huge success in Scientology. That's all I can say. I don't know. Kim, and the thing is, people aren't really reporting it because you can't do that anonymously. So if you're going to continue to put false reports out there to the state, my therapist told me that they can get charges pressed against them for doing that. She is sassy savage. I'm not worried about it. Anybody can report it. I have no problem with it. My therapist really talked me through it, and he was like, no problem. Let people do it. It's not a big deal. It's fine because there's nothing wrong. You don't have anything to hide. Hey, mommy of dragons. I'm a mandated reporter as well. I'm pretty sure Reese knows what she's doing. Well, the thing is, I did tell my therapist, who is a mandated reporter, and Huxley's not stepmother, because they're engaged. They've been engaged a long time. She's also a mandated reporter. She's a child therapist. So no secrets, guys. No secrets. Yes, Way. And it's on Aaron's Shorts channel. So if they take it down, it's there. But oh my God, trigger warning. I wish he blurred the girl's face. That is terrifying. I can't believe it, but I can, because the Cardones are such creepers. That's awful. Thank you, Better Together. I love you, girl. Hey, Jamie Castro. Right there. When you have nothing to hide, the threats are meaningless. Nothing sticks. They can't do anything to me. None of these haters. Do you ever notice? Do you ever see them put up proof about the things they say about me? Anybody ever seen any proof? What about all the gifts that I've received from people that they say I put on eBay and Poshmark? Can I see them, please? What about the gifts that they say that I returned on Amazon? Can I please see that? Because if I return your Amazon gift, you're going to get notification of that. And I'm pretty sure the money goes back into your account. Nobody ever has any proof of anything. They love to make shit up. They just don't have any proof. Anne is also, yeah, Lulu, you're not the only mandated reporter in here. We've got 500 people in here, and there's a couple already that have said they're mandated reporters. And again, I have nothing to hide. I'm talking about my past. That's what this channel is about. Hey, DP in Tennessee. You're a phenomenal mother. You can see it the way Huxley interacts with you and us. Thank you so much, Heather. That's a kind thing to say. Hey, Cutesy J. Hey, Noreen. Bailey. Wow. I love when you guys gift memberships. Thank you for that, Bailey. I'm really happy to have Bailey over here. You're really cool, girl. Thank you. Thank you for that. What's a mandated reporter? I think clergymen, people like of a church. I think it depends on the state. Katie, I love you, girl. Definitely therapists, doctors. So a mandated reporter, if I were to go to even my regular diabetes doctor, I'm pretty sure she would have to report. So if I went in and say I'm being abused and I'm scared, or if I went in and said my child is being abused, if I said that to my therapist, if I said it to an ordained minister, they have to report that to the state. They can't hear that and not do anything about it, which thank God for them, honestly, because especially in a child scenario, that should not be allowed. That should not be allowed. So a teacher, I think, is also a mandated reporter. Yep. So absolutely. My people are the best. Thank you for saying that, girl. Oh, nurses, totally nurses. So yeah, we've got a lot of mandated reporters in this chat. Not just you, Lulu. The fact that your son feels comfortable coming to you and talking to you openly shows that you are doing a great job. Cutesy J, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's why they ask you to go to the hospital if you feel safe in your home. Interesting. Welcome to the Truth and Positive channel. Thank you, Bailey. Thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of people are mandated reporters. Jessica says state employees who work for the Department of Child and Family Services, teachers, social workers, nurses, therapists, and doctors. Yeah, definitely. Lots of mandated reporters. And again, I'm thankful for that, because if a kid were being abused and you shared that with a mandated reporter, I would hope that would solve that problem. But I don't know what to say. Back to the Doug and Brenda thing. This has been on my mind for the last couple of days. Hey, Cherish High Vibes. Yep, I was a teacher, and with that comes being a mandated reporter. ER tech have to report in Sweden anyway. EY, love that. It's a good thing. Mandated reporters are a very good thing. But I just think about, hey, Joanne Hawley, this is the kind of thing that gets me so fired up, and it makes me just want to blow through the roof of the future of Scientology with this channel. Those are the things. I don't necessarily. Thank you, CMO. No, I'm wearing Trini London's blush today. I don't want to report like Aaron and Natalie. Thank God for them. I think they do an amazing job. I'm not interested in reporting current Scientology news. I'm interested in reporting who announces, sorry, that's a mandated report to DCF. Just do what you got to do. It's like announcing I'm unsubscribing. Lulu is a known hater, Renby. She's a known hater of me. It's neither here nor there, but yeah, I agree. Report away. That's totally fine. I like to speak to my own experiences in Scientology. And to me, that's even enough to get me fired up. And when I think about this is a tough subject for me, Doug and Brenda. Hey, Kim is blue. When I think about the damage, then why don't you block her? I haven't seen her in months, Kim, and I'm sure that my mods did. The damage, right, that Scientology did to tear us all apart. What I'm asking you guys, this is what fires me up. What goes through their daily minds when they think about the loss of us? How do they justify it? How do they justify it? Yeah, Lulu's gone. Thanks, Shell. Not surprised. Not on Shelly's watch. Do you think you will live to see the day Scientology is held to account for the abuses? No, I don't. They're too big. I do think they're going to dwindle. I don't think they're going to have as many people. They're not going to be able to recruit new people. I am a mandated reporter through my school, have seen every single stream Reese has done, and not once have I ever even had the thought or inclination to report. That's crazy and hateful. Yeah. Thank you, Debbie, for saying that. I came across an orange tabby in a parking lot, losing my mind. What do I do? It's very content and chill. I want to snag it. Look around for houses, Katie, because I feel that way too sometimes. Hey, Mindy Doolin. But if there's nobody, if you could figure it out, or take it and put a Facebook post up that you have the cat, or put it on Craigslist. Like, don't put pictures, but I would say call if you can describe. Does it have a collar? I'd snag it, honestly, especially if it's cold. Chances are she's not even a mandated reporter, probably. Lori Lee, talking about the way you've been affected by Scientology is just as important or even more important than talking about current events. I agree. They ignore the thoughts, Reese. They can't think about those disconnected from them. I know, Lori Ellingson. I report Reese every day to the Wonderful Women's Society. Kestrel. I love Kestrel. Yeah, Sassy. Yeah, take it to a vet, scan for a microchip. That's smart. Oh my God, Shelly, probably. I want to know. Hey, Rain, I want to know. I'm serious, guys. This is like, it's like I'll die thinking this. This will go on my deathbed. I want to know how the hell. Look, I can even answer how the hell did my dad leave me and never come back? That is easier for me to answer. How the hell did these people walk away from Huxley, of all people? The coolest, kindest, biggest hearted, funny, smart, charming child. He did nothing to you guys. How do you walk away? D. Thompson, I'm surprised you're here. You're also a big known hater, man. I won't have my mods block you, but I often wonder why you come into the chat. Like, you're a very well-known hater of me. But hey, if you're respectful in here, you can stay. I'm just always curious about it. They don't care. These people almost saw my kid more than I did. Well, Doug. How do they wake up every day? How do they wake up every day? What do they do? And I'm asking, and that's a weird question to ask because I know everything Scientology does to brainwash you. I don't know that Huxley can be brainwashed out of you. You had him for a solid 12 years all the time, around the clock. And he believes that Huxley is his dead father. Hey, Riley's human. Doug believes wholeheartedly. He says, me, Huxley, Sam, and Michael are from the same home planet. He said that to me all the time. We're from the same home planet. So, oh, yeah, Katie, then he probably belongs to somebody. Me too, Muffet Lou. That's what boggles my mind, Reese. I guess they're just deeply brainwashed. I want an answer. And I was a Scientologist and I don't have an answer for this. Poor Lulu. It's easy to see you and Hux have an awesome bond. You are doing an amazing job. Ree, thank you. Yeah. Rest in peace, Lulu. Bye-bye. But thank you for your super chat. Do you think because they can't get him into Scientology more, there's no point? Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I'm declared. They can't talk to Huxley. Do you not think platforms are like that now? What do you mean, Bailey? Are like what now? Do I think platforms are like what? Yeah, it is cuckoo bananas. Did they pick Sam and his kids over Hux? Yeah, oh yeah. Sam is an active, in good standing Scientologist. They disconnected from all of us and kept Sam and his kids. That's okay, Katie. I'm glad you asked. Well, Doug, I think for sure was grooming him. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Lulu is Delulu. Holy shit, that's good. It's pretty good. Debbie Zito, I guess, but he still isn't well. Hey, Emmy Bob. Reese, I think that they out Doug and Brenda in one of those little rooms and basically reprogrammed their mind to a completely different truth. The reality is their past is false. Well, remember, oh God, yeah, they fear Scientology that much. Absolutely. Come on up. Do you guys remember? This is horrible. Do you remember when we saw Brenda? What was that? Like a year ago? Do you guys remember when Aaron was streaming live at Flag and Brenda walked by? And do you remember that she was wearing, hey, Bohemian Luciferian Witch? Do you remember she was wearing lower conditions clothing, which means she's basically on an amends project? Kid, you're going to get all your hair in this, girl. That's my tea. Although it tasted like dust anyway. Hey, Marissa Martin. Was it Lori Plays that caught that? I think it was. Brenda's my ex-mother-in-law. She looked so bad. And that, I think, is what eats at me a little bit too. Yes, she looked like she'd gained about 75 pounds. She looked super rundown. Hey, Critters Creations. Super rundown. And it was so sad. It was so depressing. Hey, Happy Grams. I'm also a mandated reporter and I've been watching you since Aaron's channel and have never even considered for one moment anything discussed rises to the level of needing to be reported. Thank you for that. Thank you. That's because good always wins. And these people, these loser, evil, well, we talked about that yesterday. We thought he was evil, but I would expect more on the resume of an evil genius to say something besides dumb walls, but we won't go there. Hey, Ty Mark, nice to see you too. It didn't even look like her. And I 100% can tell you that was her. Hey, Philip Wright. She looked like she gained about 75 pounds. Her hair was like thinning. She looked so bad. She was hunched over. Yeah, you could barely recognize her. That's what Scientology does. And that motivates me. It makes me feel like very special. I feel lucky. I hate to say this, but I feel lucky that I can spread that kind of awareness. I've seen what's behind the curtain and I've been kicked outside of the curtain and I've seen both sides and I've seen what Scientology does and it is straight evil. And I've told you guys, I still have trouble believing that LRH was that evil, but now I'm accepting it more every day. But it's unbelievable to me that Brenda looks like that. I can only imagine what Doug looks like. You see a doctor, ended up with, I've gotten bronchitis too. Yeah, I will, Heather, if I need to, and I will use my inhaler tonight. No question, it destroys people from the inside. Hey, Tommy Bird, wasn't it your birthday? Is today your birthday? I told you happy birthday. Happy birthday to Tommy Bird. I'm 99% sure it's today. Look at the difference. That's true. So look at the difference in Brenda and look at me today. I'm way brighter and happier. If you look at my picture from when I did that first stream with Aaron, I was like super hunched over. I looked dead behind the eyes, like all Scientologists. Look at what happened to her. Look at what she looks like. It's absolutely destroying her. And it makes me very sad. Oh, wow, Heather. When was what, Jamie? L. Ron Hubbard let one of his wives go to jail for him, Ren. Ren, I love that you're still here. Okay, it is your birthday. 43. Just wanted to stay home and be depressed about it. Okay, well, I kind of get that. I just turned 40 6 months ago, and I'm a little depressed about it myself, brother. I get it. Because they don't blame themselves. It's your fault because you left and spoke out. Absolutely. They blame me every day, Patty. They're blaming me every day that they'll never see Huxley again. It's my fault that I spoke out about the abuses of Scientology. No question. No question. They hate me for it. When Brenda was at Flag, that was about a year ago. They moved there, Jamie. They moved there. This is an amazing group of people, Heather. I love it here so much. I get excited every day to stream. I cannot wait to jump on and see you guys. Stress and unhappiness can absolutely destroy your body. And also, to top that off, time mark, stress and unhappiness, but ripping families apart. Literally, friends, family, ripping people apart. Didn't even get to say goodbye. No closure. Critters Creations, that's adorable. Does Scientology have any connections to the holographic aliens? Not that I know about. That's the kind of questions people used to ask me when I was in Scientology. And I was like, oh, I've never heard, I don't know. Never heard of such a thing. That's a good point, Amy Edge. So at this point, I so badly, no, they'll never try to get in touch with Huxley. As long as Huxley, this is what protects Huxley. Oh, thanks, Debbie. So badly, they would love to talk to him when he turns 18. But as long as Huxley is ever connected to me, they can't speak to him. When a person is declared in Scientology, if you are connected to an SP, you have to disconnect from everybody. If I was a mailman and declared, I couldn't deliver your mail to any of you, your neighbors, can't be connected in any possible way. Hey, Sandy Sue. Hey, Hux. Hold on. He probably has his headphones in. Hold on. He's working out. Thank you, son. Yeah, no problem. Joanne, thank you so much. Thank you so much for gifting those. So they can never speak to him. 18 won't make a difference. They can't ever speak to him as long as I am declared. So that protects him. How are they allowed to keep the relationship with their son? Time arc, I think they're breaking the rules. I think they cut some kind of deal with Scientology to say, look, we have to still be able to give him money and help our kid. Well, they made them move to Clearwater. I guarantee you, Scientology made Doug and Brenda move to Clearwater so that I wouldn't be there, because I lived in Kansas City too. So I think they forced them to move because she was on staff in Kansas City for like 40 years. They ripped her out of that and moved her to Clearwater. And I believe they said, you can still text with Michael, you can send him money, but you can't see him. Like, I think they made it as hard as they possibly could, because I asked Michael that. I'm like, do you ever talk to your parents? And he's like, no. Bailey, I am too. I mean it. I love you here. Yeah. Debbie. Yeah. I was going to try to find my picture of it because you have me screenshot in the picture, and this is very blurry. But that's a picture of, let me turn my screen down. That's a picture of Brenda now. That is so bad. That is so bad compared to what she used to look like. And if I could find you a quick picture, I would. It's so bad. Mary Haynes, thank you, girl. Bailey. Let me just see real quick. I bet you I could. If you guys give me a second, I'll find a picture of Doug and Brenda. Prisoners, absolutely. Please do not say my profession, but 8 years ago, before Second Gens came out, I almost applied to work for a Cardone company high up and move across the country if I got the job, dodged a bullet. I would never dox you in any way, but thank you for that. Thank you for telling us that. And thank you for your super chat, babe. All right. If you'll give me a sec, I kind of want to find. Unless this is going to take too long, then I won't. Why is she in lower conditions? Because she got in huge trouble for being connected to me. She didn't report when I said that I was having feelings of how much I hated Scientology. She didn't report when I said I was going to be declared. She said a bunch of horrible shit about her training, and she was never supposed to do that. She was connected to me. They love putting people in trouble. They love putting people in trouble. So here's a picture. Should I not show a kid? I'm trying to think. I don't know how to do this. I don't want to show their child. That's not right. Here's a picture of me and Fiona. This is their daughter-in-law. She's from Australia. She was born into the Sea Org, pretty much. I'll find another picture. I don't want to show a picture of a child. I'm not comfortable doing that. I have plenty of pictures. She's very pretty. She looks like the Duchess lady to me. I don't know her name. Kate? Where are our freaking wedding pictures? Because there's a ton of them there. Really? Thanks, babe. I got it in anthropology a couple years ago. Thank you. Thanks for your super chat. She was in the Sea Org. I think she joined the Sea Org when she was 12. No, Brenda will never leave. I have a feeling, I don't know why I say this, but I just have a feeling Brenda won't be around. I know for a fact Brenda has some serious health problems that are totally neglected. She doesn't get to go to the doctor. I don't think so. Here we go. Here's a picture of me, Brenda, and Fiona. Flip it. I look terrible. I was chubby. 'Cause, 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 'cause And compare that to what I just showed you from Debbie Zito. Here's our wedding. Let's see. Here we go. Here's Doug, me, and Brenda at our wedding. Hey, Angel. Tall guy. Doug's a big guy. That was Brenda compared to now. It's horrific. It is absolutely horrific. Here's Doug and Brenda. This is a really cute picture of them. Okay. So Brenda there. Okay. Now, Brenda. She was, I wish, Debbie, that I could find the picture of her, the full body picture, because there's a full body. She gained, so look at her neck. Her hair is thinning. No, he retired, Ty Mark. Like, she looks so bad. She looks very sick. Very sick. And so what can we do about it? And I'm being dead serious. This is the kind of thing that motivates the shit out of me. What can we do about it? How can we spread the word? That's what I want to spread. I don't want to report the news. This is news enough. How can we do something about it? Tommy is totally fine, actually. He's feeling a lot better, P. Taylor. He'll probably do one tonight. He did too. He did his morning show this morning for 2 hours. I forgot that he has a new show in the mornings. Thank you, Anne. You can't help those that don't want help. Heather, I totally agree. It's not so much I'm trying to get them out. I want to know, Bailey, I want to know, how can we, they're not in the Sea Org. How can we spread this awareness? Like, how can we get it? I'd love to get that to like a major news network. I'm not kidding. Like, that needs to, I don't have to, Happy Grams, because I showed pictures of everybody. Although I guess I didn't show a picture of Sam, their other son. He's cute. Sam's good looking. Sam's very good looking. Keep educating. Yeah. Hey, NH Carol. Yeah, he looks like a lot of different celebs. People always used to say he looked like other people. These are my ex-in-laws, Angel. Yes. Serge Delmar had been telling us all along. Yeah, absolutely. Serge is right. Thank you, Better Together. What does Michael look like? Let me see if I can find it faster. I'm trying to find the most recent. I took a picture of the three of us recently. Michael's really cute. He's a good looking. Here he is. He's a good looking guy. So Michael and I have always remained friends. I love you too, Riley's human girl. Thank you so much for being a member. I love you. Fiona is my ex-sister-in-law, Sam's wife. Here's a picture of me and Michael and Huxley, just not that long ago. He's really tall. And there's Bobo. But here I can zoom in. That's Michael. He's adorable. Amantha Ann, I recognized her right away. But yeah, that's a cute picture, isn't it? That was not that long ago. Isn't that cute? Ah, Debbie Zito, thank you. Here's the full picture of Brenda. Hey, Shar. Hey, Mary Barons, love you too. Yeah, Huxley loves the lions. Check this out. There you go. That is Brenda now. Look at the weight. Look at how unhealthy. I recognized her immediately. I recognized her immediately. Yes. Does Doug treat Sam's kids the same way? Absolutely. I recognized her immediately, but do you see the difference? It's terrible. It motivates me. I want to. Oh, I know. Don't you see where Huxley gets his looks? How cute, right? Look at how cute they are together. I love Michael. I'm happy he's Huxley's dad. He's a great guy. But it's very sad. She's definitely ill. She looks ill. She looks very unwell. Michael is cuter than Sam. I totally agree. Way cuter. She is screaming out loud without saying a word. Yes, Wanda, it is. That is so true. Can they be reported for elder abuse? I mean, that's where Lulu should be reporting things as a mandated reporter. I don't know. That Scientology health plan. She may have cancer. She could have cancer. She looks very depressed. They have her, hey, Brock, they have her cleaning toilets around the clock. I promise. She's in a lot of trouble. She's trapped. She's in lower conditions. She's constantly scrubbing things, cleaning things, treated like shit. No question. I bawled when I saw that picture. I don't think the food is good. It's a huge difference. Hey, Jeremy Fowler. Thank you, Bailey, for being here, girl. And thank you for the memberships. That was so nice of you. Anyway, you just dunked your tail in my tea. Yeah, somebody needs to mandatory report her because she's probably suicidal. I wouldn't be surprised. Can I try to call her? No, she has blocked me. She's totally blocked me, Trisha Kelly. Court appointed guardianship application. And when Scientology intervenes, that's when you go to the news and protest at courts. Free Britney style in reverse. Interesting. Hey, Arwa. I want so badly to be able to do that. I'd love to be able to get her. She is in prison. She's absolutely in a prison of her mind. Do you gain weight with cancer? Serious question. I always thought you lost extreme weight. I think it depends on the cancer. I know that she has major thyroid problems and high blood pressure issues, so I don't know. I'm sure that you can gain weight with cancer. I'm sure that you can. Thank you, Arwa. I will. Thank you, girl. Thank you for being a member. So, guys, I'm glad that we talked about this today. It's been on my mind. Jeremy, do you watch Family Guy as much as, oh my God. Did you catch the dig at Scientology? I don't watch Family Guy, but the Scoville brothers are addicted to Family Guy. They watch Family Guy all the time. No, I've not seen it, Jeremy. Do you think she believes she is being mistreated or is in a prison? No. No, they have her believing everything she's getting is her fault. She pulled it in. Crimea River. Kid, you're being a lot. It's a lot. And then I had some starred questions. So, oh, yeah, I answered that one. Do you think Huxley's dad would be open to a therapy founded, for example, by one of X? Yeah, I think he would be, Beata. I do. I really do. It's something that, bye, Mary Haynes. Love you, girl. Thanks for being here. I know my voice is going. Hey, Kay Thompson, it's something that I can't get closure on, and it makes me insane. Heather, thank you for being here. It makes me insane. This stuff gets me so fired up. You have no idea. Between this and the gestures, it's like, what can I do? I feel like Kim is blue. I got tea with honey right here. I feel like a rat in a cage. Oh, true. Steroids make you gain weight. Of course, Ree. If anybody has something they can think of, send me an email. What can I do about this? I get so fired up and I feel like I have to spread the word. Not to save her. She won't leave. She will not leave. But we have to spread the word about it. I hate this shit. It makes me so angry. I can't even tell you. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Time Mark, but she wouldn't talk to me. Guys, she wouldn't talk to me. I hope I don't lose my voice. I need my voice to stream. No, Crimea River. I need to go to the UPS store. I didn't receive them, but I do have 2 packages there. So don't do anything yet. Love you, Fancy Face. And thank you, Crimea River. Thank you, Abigail. Thank you. You could get a bunch of collaborators. Heather, I'd love to do that. Thank you, Jane. I know it's going, Shelly Kelly. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off. Oh my God. We've been on for 2 hours. Sweet Jesus. I did not know that. I have not paid attention to that. Thank you for being here, guys. This was a meaningful stream to me, and I want to talk more about that stuff. Good question. In a dream world, if they came back, Doug and Brenda, would you and Huxley want them in your life? No. No. I wouldn't. I wouldn't trust them. I wouldn't trust them, but I would want to help them. There's a difference. I would keep them at arm's length, but I would do anything to help them out. If they called today and said, we need help, I would say, you can escape and come here today. Yes, I would help. Any Scientologist trying to leave. Is Sam in Clearwater? Yes, they live in Clearwater. Thank you, Jeremy Fowler. Love you all. Have a blessed week. Get some rest, Reese. Tony Suter, I love you, girl, and I will. Thank you. Guys, thanks for being here. I will get some rest. I'm pushing myself like a typical Scientologist would. What is the end goal? For the gestures and Scientology is to get it out there. Some people don't even know what Scientology really is. To spread awareness about it. And a lot of people are doing that already. It's just my own personal stories. I have so much proof. I just really want to get it out there. I want to get it out there. And it would be amazing to get their attention. I'd love to be able to talk to Doug and Brenda again. I would love to be able to do that. I'd love to even get 10 minutes of closure so we could talk to them, get answers. It'd be amazing. Not really sure why I needed you tonight. Thank you, friend. I love you, Riley's human. We always need each other. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your super chat. All right, guys. Thank you, Angel. Yeah, I couldn't trust them, Kestrel, but that's not the point. I would help them. I would help them. I wouldn't trust them. There's a difference. I would help them out safely because they'd be very unsafe for a while. Yeah, Muffet Lou. Oh, I love you, Ty's channel. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. Nope, I didn't start a candle tonight. Thank you for checking, mainly Linda. Interesting, Ty Mark. Email me. I'm gonna go reheat this tea, and I love you guys. Thank you for sticking with me. Hit subscribe. A lot of you are being unsubscribed. Please check your subscription, please, and hit subscribe. I love you, Erica, Angie Mo. Prayers to both of you. I love you guys. Okay. I'm here for you. This is the most Midwest goodbye. Yeah, I know. We talk about that a lot. I do a lot of Midwest goodbying. All right. Good night, sexy voice. Yeah. I hope I have a voice tomorrow. If I do, I will stream tomorrow. If I don't stream tomorrow, that's why. Thank you for checking, Fancy Face. I love you guys. Thank you for your super chats tonight. Thank you for gifting memberships. Thank you for becoming members. Most of all, thank you for your wisdom. Thank you. Thank you. It means the world to talk to my friends about this. Thank you. All right. I will see everybody hopefully tomorrow. And here comes Fred.